Tonight, Liverpool finally get one of the early kickoffs in the Champions League. It might annoy a few people, but it's great for someone like me who works extremely early in the morning, about 3 o'clock in the morning. It's really, really good for me. It means I can actually probably go to bed a little bit earlier than usual. But we are going to be coming up against Redstar Belgrade, and the last time out when we faced these guys, we beat them 4-0. Now, will that happen again? It very well could happen again. They might put up a bit more of a sterner defence being at home. They will create an atmosphere. They will have their fans in attendance. Obviously, it's their ground, but they didn't have any fans at Anfield. It was just Liverpool fans. So, it's going to be a different atmosphere. It's going to be maybe quite a hostile atmosphere as well. No doubt. I would like to hope that the fans of Redstar Belgrade will probably want to be welcoming in some way. But I can imagine as well there's going to be some hostility, as there always tends to be on a European away day for Liverpool fans. Now, straight into it, obviously Xherdan Shaqiri is not travelling with the squad. There is nothing wrong with him, but it looks like they want to take him out of the possible firing line, not a literal firing line obviously, but out of the firing line of the fans of Redstar Belgrade and the reception that he might get in relation to his celebrations for Switzerland in the World Cup as well. So, I think he was doing like what they call the Albanian, I can't remember, it's like the Albanian wings or something like that he was doing with his hands. Apparently it's quite offensive. I don't know the whole backstory to it. I'm not going to pretend to. But even so, he's not going to be with the squad. Okay? So, apart from, I think, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, I think we should be having a proper, we've got all of the other choices that we could possibly have. Naby Keita has been pictured back in training and is apparently ready for selection as well, which is massive. I really want to see more of Naby Keita. I think that he could be the person in our midfield that could make a difference for us. I think where we went wrong at the weekend against Arsenal was the midfield that we set up with. I don't have a problem with having Fabinho in there. I don't have a problem with having Milner in there. And I certainly don't have a problem with Wijnaldum being in there. The only thing that you get with that, though, is a lack of creativity. What we lacked was creativity. And I solely believe that if we'd have just rolled the dice and we bring Shaqiri on earlier in a midfield role, I think he would have been able to give us a bit more of a creative outlet. I firmly believe that. I don't know why that wasn't an option earlier on in the game. I don't know why. For me, it was an option to start the game like that. And I feel that we missed something there. We missed a trick. Obviously, Arsenal have creative players like Mesut Ozil and such like that. They can pick passes, everything like that. Everything that you might want. Shaqiri has proven in a couple of games in that midfield sort of role, that roaming, sort of free roam sort of role, that he can do that. He's got good passing range. He's got good vision. He's got very creative passes as well. The way he can link up with the front three without being a part of the front three, it's really, really good. Hopefully, we can get that from Naby Keita, because we're going to need it. We really are going to need it. People might look at it and say, we beat these guys 4-0. What are we worried about? You can never take a European away day as just a given victory if it's against what we would consider possibly lesser competition, just because we've beaten them 4-0. It's just one of those things. We can't take it for granted that we're just going to roll these guys over again. We're going to have to work hard. We've got a game at the weekend again. Obviously, I think we're playing against Fulham, who obviously aren't in the best of form, but we're not previewing that right now. But, as I say, Naby Keita will most likely be in this starting lineup, and I'm looking forward to seeing the guy. I think a lot of people are starting to lose. I think from opinions I've seen of people online, people I've spoke to, saying that he hasn't contributed a great deal. And I think you've got to appreciate there's going to be a settling in period for these guys. There's still a settling in period for Fabinho. He's done well in the couple of games he's played for. All right, he didn't have the best game of all time against Arsenal, but this is part and parcel of someone bedding into a club, a culture, a city, a new country for both of these guys. Naby Keita arguably started better and didn't really have the same sort of impact as we were going on. Hopefully that will come, and I think it will come. And I hope part of that is tonight. I hope that's what's going to happen. I really do hope that's what's going to happen, because I think he is an exceptional talent. We didn't buy Naby Keita a year before we could have him for nothing. All right? There was a plan for him to come in and do a really good job for us, and I still think that he will do that. So, full starting lineup for me, I think it's going to be quite a bit of a, go back to what we know, which would be... Now, actually, I'm going to question that and maybe put that one on the back burner a little bit. People have been questioning Trent Alexander-Arnold a lot lately. People have been saying that maybe he's not quite up to scratch, maybe he's not, there's certain games that he should play, certain games that he shouldn't play, and there's certain games that maybe might suit another right back than him. Maybe they might rest him. We've also got to think of the fact that we do have a game at the weekend. There's probably going to be a little bit of rotation. So me saying that we're going to go back to what we know, actually we're probably not. I think we're going to have a little bit of a change. And those changes, I think, could happen in defence, could happen in midfield, and could happen up front as well. I am completely winging this lineup as I go along, so it might be wrong, but we're going to go into it anyway. Still think we're going to have Alisson in goal. That is what I think we're going to have. At right back, I think you could have either Gomez. I would say Gomez could play right back. Obviously, he can play right back and he can play the role quite well. I just say that because people keep saying, well, where's Klein? Where's Klein? Is Klein not going to get a game? Klein could get a game, and it would actually be quite surprising because he doesn't get named on the bench for Liverpool very much, if at all. I can't remember the last time I saw his name on the bench. I would like to see Klein come in because he's a natural right back. Gomez is a natural centre back, but it seems to be whenever Trent's not playing recently, Gomez goes at right back, and then you'll get Lovren at centre back, Virgil van Dijk at centre back, and then you'll get maybe Alberto Moreno if we're going to rotate things, and that is what I'm going to go for. I think we're going to go with right back Gomez. I think we're going to bring either Lovren or Matip in. Could even throw a curveball, to be honest, and he could actually put Lovren and Matip, which that would frighten the life out of me, but he could do that and rotate Van Dijk out. I don't know. I think he might do that at the weekend, but I'm just going to go with it for now, that we're going to go with Lovren and Van Dijk as the centre-back partnership, and we're going to bring in Alberto Moreno at left-back. Into midfield, I think we are going to go with Fabinho. I think we are going to go with Gini Wijnaldum. Could be Gini Wijnaldum or it could be Milner. And I think the other midfielder will be Naby Keita. Will he start? I think he will. I think we're going to need to get him back up to speed as quick as possible. And hopefully he is fully over his injury as well, because that is obviously key. If not, then he probably won't start. And we might have a bit of a static midfield. But if we can, I want to see Naby Keita from the beginning. I really, really do, because I think he's got that incisive passing ability that... I think he's maybe got even more passing ability than Shaqiri has, because Shaqiri has been, a forward. He's been a right wing forward, everything like that, for Stoke for a long time. Obviously, we've expected he was going to come in like that, and he hasn't. And he's been, he's played a couple of forward roles, but also he has been playing in the midfield role, which I think suits him a little bit better, to be honest. But I think Naby Keita, when he's actually fully up to speed, has very good passing vision and driving runs from midfield. That is what we're missing. People keep saying it online. We do miss Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. We miss that energy. We miss that dynamism right through the middle of the park. We do miss that, and he can help bring. Naby Keita can bring that for us if he's really hits the ground running in this game if he plays, and I'm hoping that he does. The front three or the forwards, depending on how we set up this game, for me, they would be. See, I would have gone with Shaqiri. Honestly, I would have gone with Shaqiri, but he's not travelled. So I can't even go with Shaqiri. But that is who I would... I don't think there's going to be rotation. Yes, there is. I think there's going to be rotation. I think you're going to go with... I think he's going to go with Mohamed Salah. I think he's going to go with Sadio Mane. And might go with Daniel Sturridge to switch it up a little bit. I think that could be good as well. I kind of wanted to see Daniel Sturridge against Arsenal. And we didn't see it. I was quite disappointed with that. I felt that we could have maybe... The change for... to put Shaqiri into the number 9 sort of role late on, I felt you could have still brought Shaqiri on for someone else and put Daniel Sturridge there. And I felt we might have been a bit more of a threat. He's a natural striker, very good finisher. We've seen what he can do, like those absolute wonder goal he scored against Chelsea, and one that he nearly scored against someone else. It might have been Red Star, I can't remember. But I think we could go with Daniel Sturridge up front, and with the people on the left-hand side and the right-hand side being Mane and Salah, respectively. How is this game going to go down? Apparently, from what I have read, Red Star have won all of their games since they've faced Liverpool in the Champions League. However, Red Star had been unbeaten for God knows how long until they faced Liverpool in the Champions League. Obviously, they got beat by PSG by a big margin as well. All I'm saying is I think they hadn't been beaten at home or something like that. I can't exactly remember, to be honest. But regardless of that, we are going to them. I think the atmosphere is going to be a little bit different. I think it could affect the players a little bit more. I don't know what's going to happen, to be honest. They didn't have any fans in the last game when they were at Anfield, so I don't know what their fans are going to be like. I don't know how hostile they might be. I don't know whether they're going to have ultras and how bad it's going to be. I really don't know, and I can't call that side of it. I haven't watched any of their games, apart from when they played against PSG. So I think it's going to be dangerous. I think it's going not in terms of like fans and stuff like that. I think on the pitch, I think it's going to be a dangerous game if we take it for granted, like the victory is just going to come. And I think a lot of the players have been, like Robertson when he gave an interview, just saying we're going to have to expect a different Red Star. They're going to want to perform in front of their fans and put on a good performance as well. In the Champions League, I don't think they've put on a good performance apart from when they played against Napoli and they held out a defensive 0-0 draw. They're going to want to maybe either try and do something similar and stifle Liverpool. Maybe they've been looking at how other teams in the Premier League and such like that have been stifling Liverpool and how you can do it, how you stop the supply to the forward line, which is the only concern for me, is if we don't play someone like Keita and the midfield is quite static with Milner, Fabinho and Wijnaldum, with the only people there, yes, they can pass when they want to, and they can pass, make good passing moves and such like that as well, but the incisive forward passes, like I think Fabinho can do it, but he's got to be given the platform to do it and the players around him to do it. Keita can do it, and I think he would be the best option for us to go ahead and do that, unless we play a completely different system. Do we go back to a 4-2-3-1, which could help? It could help us be defensively solid while also having some of the forward guys being a little bit creative as well. Give them the opportunities just to stay forward and focus on their duties instead of having to drop back, because we would already have a 4-2. You've got 6 defensive players there. That could happen, but or defensive-minded players, I should say. That could happen. Might be the best thing to happen. People might see it as a bit negative. Honestly, I don't care as long as we win. I really don't. And I'm not trying to be oh, we should not be playing expansive, good football. We should be, and I'd love to see that. I really would. But I just want us to win. I do. I just want us to win. I want us to get to 9 points in the Champions League. That is what I want, and that is what I hope we get. I think that Red Star will score in this game, but I think it will end up being a 3-1 victory to Liverpool. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and are you looking forward to the game tonight? I am looking forward to it, to be honest, and I'm just loving the fact that it's an earlier kickoff time. I think it's something like 5 to 6 or something like that. Great for me. Fantastic for me. Might not be for other people, but you've got to look after number one, haven't you? So anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Get your predictions in, teams, everything like that. How do you think it's going to go down? And let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video. It might have been a bit of a long one. I can't actually see the timer right now. But I hope you've enjoyed watching it. And if you have, hit that like button and subscribe if you are new around here. Until next time, I will try and get a reaction video out tonight as well. So maybe, keep your notifications live for that one. And I'll catch you later.